Hey, hello friends, welcome back to this new Flutter tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be learning about how to select images from gallery or to open the camera and click an image and get that into the Flutter project. So this is the basic project that we'll be making. We have a button here and a simple text. So this part of the layout will be dynamic, because if we select an image, then we'll display an image here, or else we have a simple text. You can make it whatever you want, but I am sticking with this. So when I click on the image, it shows me a pop-up with two options, whether to open the gallery or to open the camera. So for this instance, I'll just open the gallery. And when I click on gallery, it asks me for the permission, and once I allow it, it opens the gallery. And here, yeah, you can see that there is Johnny Cage, and I selected that, and it's being displayed on the screen. And now when I click on image, we can go to camera, and it will ask for the permission. I don't know why it doesn't work the first time. Maybe there's some customization that we need to do, but you can see that when we click here the first time, the image does not have a check option to get back to the application. So we'll have to run the application again. When I click on camera again, so now we can click an image, and you can see that there is the check option, and when I click on that, you can see that the image is displayed in the application. So this is just a simple app that we will be creating. So let's get started. Okay, so here I'm in a blank project that is given to you by the Flutter when you create a new application. So I just have a main function, main.dart file here with just the main function with the one app, and there is a home screen called a landing screen that we need to implement. We'll make landing screen a stateful widget because we have to maintain the state of the image, whether the image is selected or not, because that is important. We can't just pass null to the widget. So other than that, I have just added for the purpose of camera and selecting the gallery images, we are using a package. It's really a good package for such kind of work. That is the image picker. You can see that I have added image picker to my dependencies in the pubspec.yaml file. So you have to add under the dependencies, you can add image underscore picker and the column. So this will add, and you need to click on the package upgrade, because that is necessary. If you have just updated the pubspec.yaml and you have imported some new packages, you need to do package upgrade to get all those packages into your application. So this is an important step, because we'll be using this library and this package to have the functionality that we want in our application. So in the main.dart file, so first thing we'll do is we'll create a landing screen. We'll create a stateful widget. So if you're using Android Studio, there are basically some shortcuts to create, to just skip the boilerplate code basically. So when I type STF and STFUL, it will just create a stateful widget, and I can type here landing screen. Yeah, and that's all. That's all I had to do just to create a stateful widget. Okay. So by default it returns a container in the widget build method. In place of this, I want to return a scaffold. Return a scaffold, and I'll add an app bar, new app bar, with a title that says main screen. And other than the, oh sorry, the title requires a text. Okay. So in the title, I'll add a text that just says main screen. Okay, so other than the app bar, I'll just add a new body tag. So in the body, I'll return a new container. In the container, I'll add a child that is the column, because we want to display the image and the button in vertical manner. That can be done using a column. So I'll add the main axis alignment to be space around. Main axis alignment to space around, so that our widgets will lie in the center of the screen with space around them on the top and bottom. So other than that, I'll add children. So just for creating a static screen, I'll just add a text here. that says no image selected. I'll change this part later, but for now I think it's fine. And the other widget will add a raised button, and the onPressed method right now will be empty, and the child will be a new text that says image selects image. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, so this is fine. Let me just run the app. Yeah, you can see that it's not quite in the center. Basically, the image and the select image are just sliding to the left of the screen. I think we should wrap the column with a new center widget, and when I save this, you can see that everything is in center. So that was my bad. So what we need to do now is we want to make this select image functional. Okay, the thing that we want to do is when we click on the select image, like in the intro I showed you, we want to create a dialog. So for creating a dialog, you can just refer to, if you don't know anything about dialogues, you can refer to my previous tutorial on dialogues. I'll just link that in the description, or else we're just going to be creating that right now. So for creating a dialog, we'll add future void, and for the future, I think, future void show choice dialog, and we'll pass build context because we'll require that while creating the dialog. And here we'll return show dialog use the show dialog method, and here we'll pass the same context that is being passed here in the argument, and along with that we'll use a builder. So the basic method of creating a builder is we'll pass a build context, and that is the context, and here, so this is the show dialog function that will be returned by the show choice dialog, and the show dialog will further return an alert dialog, and the alert dialog will have a content of single child scroll view. You just copy this content. This is a basic pattern that is being used in most of the dialogues when we want the user to choose from a list of items in the dialogues mostly. So in the single child scroll view, we'll add a child that is a list body, and in the list body we'll add multiple children. In this case, select from open the gallery or open the camera. So here will we use gesture detector. So gesture detector is a widget that is given to you by Flutter. Here we can perform different operations on tap, on double tap, and it will detect basically any type of gesture that is predefined, and it will perform a certain action on that gesture. So it will also take a child that is a text. This will be the text that we want to display as a list item. So we'll call this a gallery, and on tap. You can see that when I try to press on tap, here is on tap cancel, on tap down, on double tap. It will detect any type of gesture that you expect the user to have on this. So when I press on tap, we want the user to perform this action. So right now I don't have defined any method, but what we want to do is we want to open gallery. This is not a predefined function, so we'll define that later. So what I will do is I'll copy this gesture detector. I'll copy that, put a comma here, and paste that here, and change the gallery to camera. Okay. So here I'll type open camera. Also, this is not defined. We'll define that later. And yeah, for the most part, this is it. I'll just create some empty functions so that it doesn't give us error. Open gallery and open camera. Yeah, so this won't give us any errors, and in the we'll copy it. We'll use this method here. Yeah. So We'll pass in the context. Okay. So so right now when we click on the button, a dialog should be shown to us. I run this application again, and when I click on select image, you can see that a gallery and a camera button is shown, but nothing happens when I click on that because the methods are empty. Moreover, there is no title on the alert dialog. So for the title, what we need to do is in the alert dialog, other than the content tag, we need to add a title tag. So for the title, I'll just in the title I'll just add a simple text that says make a choice. Just keep it simple. So to make a choice. And we can also notice that there is no space between the gallery and the camera. So there is a simple way we can get around that. We can add edge. We can add a padding. Add a padding of edge in sets all and a double value of 8.0. Okay. So I think this will work, but let's see. Yeah, it works fine. Make a choice, gallery or camera, works fine. And let's get on with the methods. So basically, we have added a image picker here. Now it's time to use that. We'll go to the main.dart file and we'll start with the gallery. We'll create a global variable of type file. Okay, I'll just import that. It's the part of Dart.io package, dart.io. So, okay. So I'll just name that image file because we need to maintain the state of this file. Based on this state, we'll replace this here. We'll replace the text with an image or just the text. Okay, I'll just create that method later on. So, okay. I'll take image file is equal to, first I'll create a, image file is equal to await, and I need to add async here. Async, because selecting an image from a gallery is an async task because we don't really know how much time it would take for the user to select the image and then get that back to the application. So we'll just wait for that action to complete and then add that image, assign that image to the image file, and then move on. So I'll add await, and I'll just add image picker. Okay, I need to import image picker here. Import image picker.dart file. So now we can use image picker dot pick image. So this is that simple. We just need to add a source that is also image source dot gallery because we're gonna open the gallery and select that image from there. And yeah, so the max width and max height you can add there, but I just don't really want to add. Okay, so I'll just stick with that and in the image picker, and I'll just assign that to the image file, and I'll just set state, this dot set state, because we want to refresh the state of the application. So this is just an empty set state method. You can also do it like that. Create a simple picture variable here and then assign the image file as a picture. Yeah, that also works. So I'll just copy the same code, and I'll just paste that here for the camera, and I'll just change that from gallery to camera. Okay. I also need to make this async, ASYNC. Fine. So everything should work according to me. I'll just run that. And in the device, the app refreshes, and I select the camera and I click on gallery. You can see that I'm just back in the gallery, and we can select an image, but there is one problem. I hope you noticed that I go to the gallery and I select an image. It gets back, but it doesn't update the image. And also the dialog doesn't close. So for the closing the dialog, we use Navigator. If you don't know anything about Navigator, you can check out my previous tutorial. I'll just link that in the description, and it will give you a good knowledge of how to use navigation in Flutter. So basically everything is a widget, so we need to close the widget also. So we need to close the alert dialog also. So what we will do is I'll in the open gallery, when we click on the on tap method to open camera or show choice dialog, we'll pass in the context, and here in the methods we'll also take in the context, build context, and here also build context. So this context will be used to create a navigator so that we can pop that context out of the main application. Let me just implement that, and I'll just show that to you later. After we set the state, what we want to do is we want to use navigator, use this pass.off context. This is the same context that is being passed here. That means we're using the context of the dialog, and that just sharing that to the here, and we're using that context with the navigator, and we're just popping that context out of the application. We're just closing the dialog basically. If you do not understand what's going on here, I hope you can understand that better once you understand navigation and the concept of alert dialogs. I have tutorials linked in the description, so you can go there and watch those tutorials. So this concept will be clear to you then. So we'll use navigation.off context and pop, and now I think everything should work fine. Okay, I'll just run that in the app. I select the image, go to gallery. Okay, sorry, go to gallery and click on the Johnny Cage, and yeah, you can see that the dialog is gone. Once we select the image, the dialog is gone. So now what we want to do is we want to update this widget here. So right now you can see that instead of this text here, if I just pass in image.file and we pass in the image file, sorry, not image cache, image file, and the width of 400 and a height of 400, I think that will be fine. If I run that app now, you can see that there is an error. Yeah, this is a big red and yellow screen that is the most dreaded one in Flutter. So what is happening is that you can see that the file not null is not true. That means the file is null, because when we start the application we do not have any image to be shown here. The image file that has been declared here is null, so we don't want that to happen, because then we'll get this dreaded error. So to get around that, what we can do is we can create a function that will return a widget, and let's name this function decide image view. I'm just bad with the names, so let's go with this. So what we'll do is if the image view, if the image file is null, then this will return a simple text that is the same text here, no selected image, or else it will return this statement here. I'll just copy that and add here, put a semicolon, and we'll just use this method as the first widget, decide image view. So what this will do is it will draw the layout, and it will check when it comes to the column. It will execute this method. It will check if the image file is null, then it will just show the text, or else it will take the image and it will display that on the screen. So this is the basic thing that we're doing. And now when I run the app, you can see that the error is gone and we have no image selected here. And when I select the image, I can go to the camera and I can click the image and select it, and oh my god, this is null. Basically I have done some error here, maybe. I think there's some source error. I'll just check that for the gallery also. Go there, camera, yeah. I'll just select the image, I'll go to the gallery, select that image, and it displays perfectly. I'll go to camera, I'll click the image, and yeah, it displays that perfectly. I don't know why that error was there, but it's working fine now. So yeah, this was a simple tutorial. We just imported image picker in the pubspec YAML file. Then what we did was we created a simple layout using the single child scroll view that has a child of list body and gesture detector and a simple padding. So in the gestures we detect the on tap to open the camera or the gallery, and we use the image picker in the open gallery and open camera using this simple code. And when we select the image, we close the dialog and just update the state of the widget and change the image file, and then we decide for that image file and we display that on the screen. So this is just a simple tutorial. If you get stuck in the navigation and the dialog part, I recommend you to go through my previous tutorials. You'll just learn the basics of the dialogues and the navigation there, and then you can understand what is going on here. So if you have any doubts, please get to the comments and let me know. I'll just try to clear them all. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. And also I'll just add a link to my game that is on Play Store, and it's been there for 2 years. I haven't done anything about it. I just did a little bit of promotion, but I didn't see it going anywhere. So it'll be a huge favor if you check that application out. It's just a game. Its name is Uphill Battle, and if you like that game, please leave reviews on the Google Play. And yeah, thank you very much. Please click the subscribe button and the like button if you like the video. So see you next time.